Hi, welcome to your channel. Today is the first day of the seventh chapter, that is, an offer you can't refuse. Let's start the step by step guide to creating a killer offer. Scott McMurran sat in his office at a TV station in Anchorage, Alaska, looking out at Mount McKinley. The day job was in media sales, where he knocked on doors around town recruiting advertisers for the station. He also hosted a travel show, something he enjoyed but didn't expect to lead to a full-time gig. Gary Blackley, a buddy of Scott's, had been pestering him for a while about a business idea, but Scott wasn't into it. When 2 years of Gary's hammering merged with Scott Fatty's from doing the same thing every day, he finally gave in and said, okay, let's give it a try. The idea was to create coupon books for independent travelers coming to Alaska. Every year, more than 1 million visitors show up on the state's doorstep, eager to see Denali National Park and other attractions. Some tourists arrive on cruise ships or guided tours, but many more put together their own trip. As is often the case, the consumer problem and the business opportunity are related. Alaska is a nice place during the summer, but costs are high, always high. Almost everything in the state is more expensive than the rest of the US to start with, and some travel companies charge even higher prices to visitors. A common joke is, welcome to Alaska. Please hand over your wallet. The coupon book would be an antidote to high prices, but it would have to provide a real value instead of offering the typical minor discounts available elsewhere. That's where Scott came in, since he already had the state contacts through his day job in media sales. All he had to do was get them to commit to a discounted offer, typically a two for one deal in which the second night or second person was free. A natural salesman, Scott positioned every deal to grow into another one. When he encountered resistance from a vendor who was reluctant to discount, Scott pointed out that other companies were going along without objection. The implied message was, everyone else is doing this, you don't want to be left out. Once they had proved the benefit to the vendors, the next step was to prove it to the people who would buy the coupon books. You might think Scott and Gary would price the books low to sell as many as possible. Comparable products in other places sold for $20 to $25, usually supported by advertising or kickbacks from the vendors, but they had a better idea. Price the books at $99.95 and market the value proposition extremely clear. The books contain deals for helicopter price flights and tours that cost as much as several $100, as well as hotels that retailed at more than $100 a night. Why won't people pay $99.95 for a product like that? It was the ultimate follow your passion business combined with perfect transfer of skills from a job to a micro business. Scott had the inside knowledge about the local travel industry, along with a way to leverage the deals to ensure that they were all high value. Gary was the production guy handling everything associated with getting the product together in addition to all the internet work and the banking for 15 years and counting. The tour saver coupon books have been their primary business and source of income. Why is the tour saver offer so compelling? Because it delivers immediate benefits superior to its cost with an attractive pitch. Buy this coupon book, use it once, get your money back, then you have more than 100 other uses as a bonus. Scott frames in it like this: just do the math. Using a single one of the 130 plus coupons in the book will save you more than the cost of the book itself. Another way to think of it is like this: Scott and Gary created an offer you can't refuse. If you were traveling to Alaska and planned to enjoy some kind of sightseeing opportunity, there's almost no reason why you won't want one of their books. And the outrage, the orange, and the donut. A few years ago, I ran my first marathon in Seattle. I would love to tell you I ran strong to the finish, but the mile 18, I was wiped out focusing entirely on putting one foot in front of the other. As I rushed along in the final hour, I spotted a volunteer handing out fresh orange slices on the side of the road ahead of me. Tired as I was, I made sure to change my position, slow down, and gratefully accept the gift. The piece of the fresh juice, the fresh orange, was an offer I couldn't refuse. Even though it was free, I would have gladly paid for it if I had the money and was in the right frame of mind to make a transaction. 2 miles ahead, I saw another volunteer handing out a different gift: halves of crispy cream donuts. Unfortunately, this offer did not excite me or any other runners I saw at all. I am no Puritan and have eaten more than my share of donuts over the years, but 3 hours into the longest race of my life was bad timing for a sugar rush. The offer was unattractive and a poor fit for the context. A compelling offer is like a slice of orange at mile 18. It's a marriage proposal from the guy or girl you have been waiting for your whole life. An offer you can't refuse is like the $20,000 Wanderman Fellowship offered every year to graduating seniors at the University of Washington. The fellowship has very strict rules: take our money in cash and travel the world on your own. Don't come back for 8 months. Oh, and once in a while, send us a quick note so we can tell your parents you are alive. If you guessed that hundreds of students compete for the fellowship every year, you would be right. How can you construct an offer that your prospects won't refuse? Remember, first you need to sell what people want to buy. Give them the fish. Then make sure you are making to the right people at the right time. Sometimes you can have the right crowd at the wrong time. Marathon runners are happy to eat donuts after the race, but not at mile 18. Then you take your product or service and craft it into a compelling pitch, an offer they can't refuse. Here's how you do it. Number one, understand that what we want and what we say we want are not always our same thing. The next time you get on a crowded plane and head to your cramped middle seat in the back with a screaming infant seated behind you at an extra charge. Remember this principle. For years, travelers have been complaining about crowded planes and cramped seats, and for your airlines have been ignoring them. Every once in a while, an airline creates a campaign to respond to the concern. We are giving more leg room in coach. It sounds great, but a few months later, they inevitably reverse course and remove the extra inches of space. Why? Because despite what they say, most travelers don't value the extra legroom enough to pay for it. Instead, they value the lowest priced flights above any other concerns. Airlines have figured this out, so they give people what they want, not what they say they want. A good offer has to be what people actually want and are willing to pay for. Number two, most of us like to buy, but we don't usually like to be sold. An offer you can't refuse may apply subtle pressure, but nobody likes a hard sell. Instead, compelling offers often create an illusion that a purchase is an invitation, not a pitch. Social shopping services such as Groupon, Stitch Proprietary, and Living Social have been successful in recruiting their customers to the most of their marketing for them. Indeed, the biggest complaint about these businesses is often that they sell out of deals too quickly, as known as they won't let me give them my money. As you might imagine, the path of least resistance is a good place to stand. Visitors to Alaska quickly understand why $100 coupon books is worth much more than $100. Marathon runners do not need to be sold on the benefits of fresh oranges or after 3 hours of running. Adventurous college students will grasp the value of $20,000 to go travel somewhere and do what you want. Fellowship without much explaining. Offer offer constructs construction project magic formula, the right audience, the right promise, the right time. Offer you can't refuse. Basic. What are you selling? How much does it cost? Who will take immediate action on this offer? Benefits. The primary benefit is dash. The important secondary benefit is dash. Objection. What are the main objections to offer? Number one, number two, number three. How will you counter these objections? Number one, number two, number three. Timeliness. Why should someone buy this now? What can I add to make this offer even more compelling? Number three, provide a nudge. The very best offer create a nudge. You must have this right now feeling among consumers, but many other offers can succeed by creating a less immediate sense of urgency. providing gentleness to encourage immediate actions, separates a decent offer from a high performing one. Let's look at a few examples. Example 1, the Yoga Studio. Jonathan Fields, a hedge fund lawyer turned fitness entrepreneur, owned a Manhattan yoga studio that sought to be at the top of the market. A single class cost $18 and membership cost $119 a month. Toward the end of summer, the studio saw a significant drop off in business, but when October rolled around, people got back to their routine and started coming in more often. Jonathan wanted to find a way to inspire people to come back earlier than expected and get as much commitment from them as possible. He had an idea for an offer they couldn't refuse. So starting in September 1, September I September 1 first time member could get unlimited classes through the end of the year for $180. This was essentially 4 months of yoga for the price of 45 days or 62% of the normal price. Two traditional factors were added to make it even more interesting. First, the sooner a new member signed up, the more classes he or she could attend, thus creating instant urgency. Second, the offer could be withdrawn at any time. If someone came in on September 3 and was sure about committing to the rest of the year, and the staff made sure to let that person know that the offer might not be available later in the week. Thanks to New York's regulation, most fitness centers take in the bulk of their new members in January. Jonathan's strategy helped his business gain a big increase in September, traditionally a difficult month. Also, September was close enough to January, but by the time the new year rolled around, many of the members were committed enough to transfer to a monthly plan at a regular price. Example 2, the inefficient business model. Make inefficiency is equal to business opportunity. Whenever something is more complicated than it should be, or anytime you spot an inefficiency in the market, you can also find a good business idea. Priceline.com took advantage of hotel inefficiencies by creating a system that allowed consumers to book rooms at the name brand hotels for much less than the retail rates. Then other companies took advantage of Priceline's lack of transparency by creating a business model that allows travelers to know which hotels Priceline works with. Each of these models includes a compelling offer. Priceline's compelling offer, say 40% or more on name brand hotels guaranteed. Third party compelling offer, learn exactly which hotel you will get with Priceline and save even more when you know exactly how much to bid. You can also derive a powerful business model from traditional systems that lack transparency. If you want to make a traditional real estate agent mad, ask the agent about Redfin, the Seattle-based service that splits commissions with home buyers. I learned this lesson when one agent told me that Redfin should be illegal and uh, and and that I was doing deserves to deserves to hardworking people by endorsing it. Why are some agents too tasty, and why should it be illegal to save consumers money? Oh, because the money is coming from the pockets of real estate agents who are used to receiving full hefty commissions regardless of the amount of work they perform. Redfin has succeeded by challenging gatekeepers and addressing a huge insufficiency in the marketplace. Speaking of homeowners, the direct buy franchise was started in order to offer ordinary people, that is, non-contractors, access to retailer pricing of appliances and home electronics to get around the concerns of retailers and manufacturers. Direct Buy structured its business model on charging a flat fee for consumers to join. The compelling offer is invest in our membership and you will save thousands of home remodeling. Example 3. The demographic. We will start the example theory, the demographic facilitator, in the next session. If you are new on the channel, subscribe the channel and press bell icon so that you will get notification about new video upload. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you.